So for lesson 4, we're going to put together everything that we've been learning in the first 3 lessons to complete an entire significance test. There's nothing new in this lesson, but it's like putting all of these pieces together. And we have an acronym to help us remember or follow the steps for conducting an entire significance test. And the acronym is PHANTOMS. And we're going to use this also throughout lessons 5 and 6. So let's go through what PHANTOMS stands for. The P stands for define the parameter. Define the parameter. And for this lesson, the parameter will be P, the true population proportion. So I'm underlining P, maybe I'll highlight P, because this P, define the parameter, is the P in PHANTOMS. So P. Again, for this lesson, P will be, the parameter will be P, the population proportion. H stands for state the hypotheses. So state the hypotheses. And hypotheses obviously is the H for PHANTOMS. So state the hypotheses. A is stands for check the assumptions. We really want to check the conditions, but we couldn't spell a word if we put conditions there. So we say check the assumptions / conditions. We want the conditions to be met, but if not, we might have to assume that they've been met to proceed with the test. So A, assumptions, but it means check the assumptions or conditions. For this test that we're working on in this section, we had the 3 conditions. We needed random. We had the 10%. The sample cannot be more than 10% of the population, and we had the large counts condition. So we had 3 conditions to check, large counts. N stands for name the test. So far, we're only going to look at one test. The next section will start with another type of test. So N stands for name the test. And in this section specifically, the test is called a one sample z-test for P. One sample z-test for P. That's for the population proportion. Next, we have T. T stands for calculate the test statistic. The test statistic, and we talked about that in the last lesson, statistic. So T stands for test, but it's test statistic. And in this lesson, the test statistic will be that Z. And we did that again in the last lesson that you watched. O stands for obtain. Obtain the p-value. Once we have the test statistic, we will find the p-value. But O works with PHANTOMS, so we say obtain the p-value. M stands for make a decision. And your decision is either it's going to be based on alpha, the significance level. You'll either reject H naught or fail to reject H naught based on the significance level alpha. So M stands for make a decision. And then S finally is state the conclusion. State your conclusion. So do you have evidence for the alternative hypothesis, or do you not have evidence to support the alternative hypothesis? So S is for state. What I wrote in blue applies to any significance test. What I wrote in red is specifically for this lesson. All right.